What's up, everybody? I'm Kente Scott, and that is my co-host and sister.
Shonda Scott.
Yes. And we are What's Sibling Rivalry, the podcast. Another episode coming to you live. Not so live, but it's live because we're live. Don't worry about it. How you doing, sister? How's your week so far?
It's doing well. I'm doing well. Been, with all these Zoom calls and everything, it's just busier. Now that everyone got used to Zoom, and now we're Zooming through life. That's all I'm seeing.
Yes. Yeah. It seems like every week is Monday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Saturday. That's like
true.
Two of the days. Yeah.
So I'm happy that, it's a holiday. We can take some time to just breathe and take a break. I'm taking my breaks whenever I can now because it's just so much.
You got to do that because folks will overwhelm you with the Zoom calls. They say, well, they're there. So they got to pick up. You got to be able to be like, no, taking some me time. So it's going to be like 250 degrees out here in Los Angeles this weekend. So I'm going to try and find somebody's water.
It's going to be hot here too, but be safe because, those fires are still going on. So the air has all that,
Oh, yeah, you got it. Yeah. Can't go outside because the air is bad and go outside with a mask on and it's too hot. So it's a lot. But yeah, like you said, it's a holiday weekend. I didn't even remember it was Labor Day till this morning. I was like, oh, we got Monday off. But we've had Mondays off since Corona started, basically. Off as in going outside.
That's the way of the world right now. Just getting through it and, being safe.
Yeah.
Cautious and, taking care of yourself and being healthy. That's why I'm kind of excited about the guest that we have today because it's about healthy eating, healthy lifestyle, staying fitness healthy, so, he went from the football to the farm. So all he's doing is about health. And that's how we, like we think about our grandparents. We said, well, they ate whatever they wanted to, but they grew what they ate, so it was like health. They knew what they were eating. It was healthy.
Right. It went straight from, like I said, the farm to the plate. So it was none of that in between and all these extra chemicals they do to preserve it. So it was literally from what you dug up, you cooked it, or, if you had a couple chickens like our grandmama did, you went on and snapped it and plucked it and cooked it up.
They were right in your backyard. You just went out there and got your food right from your backyard.
Yeah, you'd be like, what you want to have?
My backyard is some lemons for some lemonade or something.
Right.
They had a whole farm with everything, all the food there.
Yeah, they'd be like, what you want to have tonight? I think I want some steak. Let me go and get this cow over here. Yeah.
Mommy talks about how they had this pig and it was a little baby pig and it was like she had owned it as a pet.
Right.
And the pig was gone. They had a little ham for breakfast. She didn't understand what happened. She was in her feelings about why her little
buddy was gone. She was like, I wonder why they named him Supper. Yeah. So
okay.
That's funny. But yeah, we're gonna have a good show. We got George on. I like your shirt. What is this? I'm gonna win?
I'm gonna win. It's from Phenomenal Line. So
okay.
It's about, all these things are social justice statements and just, positive statements. I have one that says phenomenal woman.
Yeah.
Got another one that says phenomenally black owned for black owned businesses. But all the fund, not all, but some of the proceeds go to support pay equality for women, black women, Latino women. And then also, just other initiatives like, supporting social justice and equal rights and, racial, closing the racial wealth gap, these things, but they're messaging shirts too. So that's kind of cool. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Cause I can get one of those. I could just support from afar with the phenomenal woman. I was like, yeah, I like those. I'm gonna get that for a phenomenal woman, but I'm going to win. I can wear that one.
Yeah, you can get, I'm going to win. I was telling a friend is running for a city council. I was like, you should get the I'm going to win t-shirt from the Phenomenal Line.
Right.
Oh, it's Mina Harris and it's her line, and we know her all her life. So it's phenomenal what she's doing with this brand. It's pretty incredible.
It's really taken off. I mean, the Phenomenal Woman line had all kind of famous and powerful women wearing it and representing. So I was like, go on, Mina.
Yep, and she got phenomenally black. I'm getting the phenomenally black owned for black owned businesses.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And they have phenomenally Latina and,
Oh,
all
yeah.
kind of different messages. And there, then he just went with Harriet Tubman. I got Austin this hoodie that has Harriet Tubman on the dollar, on the $20 bill, and it's all
Oh, okay.
bills on there. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, it's coming. Well, that's good. I like that, and it's all inclusive. Like every has a message for everybody, especially all the minorities. So it can't be like, well, it's just for the black. No, it's for everybody.
She got one on back order that I was going to get for you all for Father's Day, but I got to get reordered. It's called, it has Girl Dad. It's a sweatshirt.
Oh,
Dad, like in little script on it. It's kind of.
that's kind of dope. Yeah, that would
I
be
thought
cool.
that was cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure those, because I was right after Kobe, so all of those probably sold out immediately.
Right.
We got our brother, our friend, NFL legend, because he's our brother and our friend. Now he's a farmer. He went from football to farming. Got acres and acres. He's doing phenomenal things out there in Kentucky. Y'all, what sibling rivalry crowd? Show some love for our folks, George Wilson.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all having me on today.
Appreciate you got the farmer beard going and everything.
Hey, man, it started as my quarantine beard, and I was gonna cut it off for the event, but I just been so tied up with getting everything ready, I just didn't get a chance to make it to the barber. So hey, it's still here. No Shave November done turned into this old wizard look. So
right, it's No Shave 2020.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I love following you on Instagram and seeing all that you're doing on the farm. And I'm like, there's a lake? You're like, I have 3 lakes. I'm like, how? I didn't even realize all of that land was your land and you were growing and doing all these great things on this property. Have you always had that property there?
Well, so it's been in my family. I'm 4th generation. My great grandfather, my great grandfather bought this farm in 1941 and raised all his kids out here. And so he was a farm owner, raised crops, but also traded livestock. And so he moved out probably about almost 20 plus families throughout the history of the farm, and they actually were sharecropping families. And so you had about 20 different families being raised out here on this farm. It supported itself. And so, it's been in my family for generations, as I mentioned. And so, growing up here, I raised tobacco in between playing football and going to school and everything. So this is where I was like Saturday morning after a Friday night football game. I'm out in the tobacco field or climbing in the top of a tobacco barn. And so this farm has got, a rich history in my family, but also it's been a vital part of my life. That experience working out here in tobacco, it's labor intensive. And I knew that if I could endure the heat of the summer and the cold of winter, helping my grandfather with that, man, running wind sprints or lifting weights or, just doing anything sports related was easy. You know what I'm saying? I know where the hard work really is. That's out here in these tobacco fields. So when it came to training and playing sports, man, that came easy to me. I knew that, I wasn't going to allow somebody else to work harder than me because, I've done it. It's in my blood.
How did you keep it in the family that long? Because our family, our grandfather on my mom's side had 100 acres and it went to 2 or 3 generations. And then on our dad's side, we have a cabin that's been in the family since 1926. And they kind of have strategically passed it down to generations and kept it in the family. But, to keep that level, keep 4 generations of hundreds of acres in your family is phenomenal. And like, how did you all do that?
Well, when my great-grandfather originally bought the farm, he wanted it to be a place that our family could always call home. No matter where you go in the world, you got somewhere else to come home to. And so he definitely made it a family-oriented place. Every Saturday when he had it, they used to have picnics out here where all the families and everything got together, played baseball, made homemade ice cream, and things of that nature. And so it was built on family. And so my great-grandfather, before my his wife, who we call Mama Birdie, she actually was still living, and she sold it to my grandfather. And when she sold it to him, she made sure that he was going to keep it in the family and not try to sell it and make money off of it. And so when I bought it for my grandfather, before we even started talking any type of numbers or anything like that, he made sure that I wasn't going to try to subdivide it and try to use it, as a money making hustle, And I told him I just wanted to fulfill the family legacy and just take my time as being the steward of the property. That's essentially how I look at it. I don't look at myself as an owner because I can't take this with me. But I just know for this span of my life, it's my job to oversee this farm and to make sure that I leave it better than I found it. And so just with everything that I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to position the farm to be sustainable moving into the future and not just be limited to just one stream of income, but raising crops or anything like that. Like, I'm great doing events and stuff like that. Most farmers are not trying to do that, but I just know that, people love being outdoors. They love some scenery, to be able to take pictures and, just to be able to use our farm to give other families an opportunity to make their life memories and life experiences is what we're trying to do, because that's what it's done for my family.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope,
That
man.
is, that's incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
I commend you and your family. Thank you for that.
And just can I say just one more thing, just because I know that it happens a lot in our community, but first off, land is one of the most valuable resources that you can own.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and buy stocks and bonds and anything like that in the financial market. Land, they're not making any more of that. And it's precious because the population is growing. And so when it comes to our Black families, historically, when you have land and somebody passes, there's a money grab, there's a power grab. And so when you have, if those are the leading thoughts when you're dealing with family property or heirlooms or things like that, you're going to always end up being selfish, and you're going to lose the property. All your families, your ancestors have put their blood, sweat, and tears into that property, and you can't be hungry for that money that you're going to go blow on a car that's going to lose value as soon as you drive it off the lot, or to go on a vacation, or it just means more than that. It has to. We got to be able to hold on to our family roots and don't let egos and power trips and hunger for money that you're going to probably blow get in the way of that. You know what I'm saying? We've lost way too much. There was times that, Black families own millions of acres in this country. And if you just look at the slow deterioration of land ownership by African Americans, it's something that I just couldn't let that moment go by without bringing attention to that. Somebody has to be the big person and try to see the bigger picture. And there was no way. And my family went through that. And I was just fortunate enough to be in a position to step up and to hush a lot of the emotions going on, and be able to be in a position to keep the farm in the family. So I'm speaking from experience. I'm not just, talking because I read it or I saw it. I've lived through that. And I just want other families to know, especially Black families, that it's worth fighting for. It's worth fighting for.
To keep up with the latest on What Sibling Rivalry podcast, please subscribe to us on your favorite platform. On Apple Podcasts, click on the subscribe button. And please don't forget to leave us a review and rating. On Spotify, click on the follow button under our picture. And on Stitcher, click on the plus sign under our picture. This will keep you up to date on all the fun and funny.
And I want to ask, are you grooming the next generation in that same mindset like your grandfather and your great-grandfather did for you, like on a daily basis, and generational wealth?
Yeah, absolutely. So with as far as just making sure the blood is in there, the farm is in their blood. My son and my nephews, they usually come and spend a lot of time with me down here in the summer when we're got our hands in the dirt, taking care of the chickens and all that. So I'm trying to give them that same experience that I had, to instill into them that strong sense of worth ethic. And, just being aware of the environment and your impact on the environment. And so just trying to instill those things, but also using it as a platform as I continue to build this for financial education, for leadership development. I got plans for days, but one of my near plans ones are is a leadership retreat, a campgrounds where I'm gonna have outdoor activities for like leadership retreats, team building outings to be able to target, churches for church camps or schools or businesses and things of that nature. And so these are the type of creative, ideas I'm trying to come up with rather, to be able to drive a different demographic, a different audience to my farm.
Right.
And so that way, if they come out for one thing, they'll see that, oh, he sells produce fresh out the garden. Oh, he has this venue over here. And, oh, maybe one day, he has this winery and bed and breakfast. And so that way, I'm trying to create an experience out here on the farm to where the whole family can come out and have something to do. That's ultimately what my goal is.
So do you have property where people can stay when they come there, or are there tents, or are there a place where you can just residents, or I bring my team there for our activity, where can we stay on the farm?
Yeah, so that's coming too. Yeah, so I'm going to be putting all that in around the same time, if not simultaneously, one after the other. And so actually, what I plan on doing this fall and winter is putting some sleeping quarters out, just so I can be able to do that. People come out for an event, they can stay here on the property, and so as I continue to build out, everything will have sleeping quarters, everything from the event venue, so that, for family reunions, everybody can stay out. If you're getting married, it'd be a perfect opportunity for the two families to start to blend when you show up for the rehearsal dinner and stay out on the property until, the morning after the wedding, or, the campgrounds. You can come for a weekend or stay for a week camp in the summer. Just trying to be flexible in the size groups, the type of groups that we can host out here. And so just trying to build for the future and not necessarily limit ourselves when it comes to future growth when we cross that bridge.
Oh, man, that's amazing. And
I love it.
When you played for 9 years in the NFL after getting off the practice squad and all that, so you had a long career. During your career, like when you saw, like at what point were you like, okay, now I got the money to reinvest back in my family? Because, a lot of athletes are like, I got that second contract. Now I can, instead of buying houses and all this stuff that you got to be paying for, you went back and reinvested in the family business per se. And my second question is, is there a network of Black farmers in Kentucky, or are you one of one?
Well, to your last question first, no, I'm not one of one. It is some Black farmers in Kentucky. I'm not by myself, but there are a network of Black farmers all throughout the state. There actually is a group called Black Soil that's located out of Lexington, Kentucky, and they go around highlighting all the Black farmers around the state and bringing business and people to their properties and everything. And so it's not a whole lot, but there's enough to at least have a network and to be able to have a working group to be able to support each other in whatever way. Just with that, it's hard work. Being a farm owner is not glorifying. It's not financially rewarding, always, but it's definitely worth it. But what was the first part you said, Kente?
The first part was, at what point in your NFL career did you be like, okay,
I got you. Yeah,
now I got it.
So like for me, when I got my second contract, I bought my home because I had spent my first 6 years. I made my money, and every off season I went home and slept on my mama's couch for 3 months.
Wow.
So, I mean, I got it. Hey, I got it out the mud. I was like, what, I want to get to a certain point before I commit to where I want to live. I didn't know where I wanted to live, so why just go buy something not really knowing, what the future looked like. And so it wasn't until I was maybe like, I think probably about 7 or 8 years in. About 6 or 7 years in before I bought my home, and then probably 2 years after that. So I was around like year number 8 when I bought my farm. But I always was money conscious, just because I always believed that you can have a good time, but you got to save twice than what you blow. And so that was kind of my approach. When when I first got with the Detroit Lions, I signed with them. My signing bonus was $7,500 as a rookie, undrafted rookie free agent. So after taxes, I got probably like $3,800. I had like $3,800, right?
Whoa.
So I called my financial advisor, and I just ran a credit report, coming out of college or whatnot. And he was like, "What do you want to do with it?" I had about two items on my credit. It was about, a little bit over $1,000 or so. I said, man, pay off my credit report. I said, if I don't get another dollar from the NFL, I got a clean credit report. Don't owe nobody no money. And so that's always been my approach from the very first check I got from the NFL was to take care of my responsibilities first and save for the future second. And then what I got left, I can have a good time and be able to, take care of my family. And so just doing it that way and living a simple lifestyle. I mean, I'm not living any different than when I played because I didn't live over the top. Now, granted, I don't go like, doing spontaneous, it's trips to the mall to go buy, clothes and shoes and, things like that, but instead of doing that type of stuff, I'm investing those resources into my farm, something that's going to appreciate with value as opposed to do the opposite, and so that's always been my mindset. And I had a few guys that really, showed me the way, a guy in particular, Troy Vincent, one of the VPs over at the NFL office, man. Like, Troy was always a businessman, and Troy was the epitome of what a pro was. And the NFL to tell you to be a pro, that means handle your business even when nobody's telling you what to do. And so Troy would always go to the cold tub. And so me being a young guy, whether I was in college or the league, I always followed the old heads. That's something my brother told me. He said, follow the old heads, watch what they do, and that'll show you what you need to do. And so that's what I did. I go sit in the tub with Troy, me and a couple other rookies, and we picked Troy's brain about business, about life, about family, about football. And so some of just his mentality was being a businessman and not just a football player encouraged me to be able to put myself in position to do the same thing. And Takeo Spikes is another one, and London Fletcher, and so these guys, were business oriented. Angelo Crowell is another one. These are all guys, that were my OG, quote unquote OGs in the locker room when I got to Buffalo. And so while Buffalo may not be glorified as being like one of the best NFL cities to like live in, but it's the best NFL city to play in because you got blue collar fans and that organization looks for good guys. And I'm just so grateful that they put those guys in my life at that time to get me off on a good start and a good footing in the NFL. It makes the world of difference when you got good pros. And those are all Hall of Fame worthy guys on the football field, but they're just as worthy in the Hall of Fame of life off the field as well.